Hello my friends, I'm Brett Larkin. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and especially huge welcome if you're new. In this class, I'm going to flow, so you're gonna get a nice little workout with me, but we're gonna break down together and I'm gonna teach you Wild Thing because I know it's a pose that for some people is just a stumper. They can't figure out quite how to get there. So after you finish this class, you're gonna be very clear on what that pose is all about. Each day of the challenge, we're working with an affirmation from the Uplifted Yoga Journal, the first ever yoga-focused planner. Today's affirmation is, I see the world through the lens of my heart. To begin, come on down to all fours. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and just feel your tailbone lengthen back. Draw your low abs up and in, and feel the crown of your head root forward. So I just want you to pause here. Notice your breath. Begin breathing in and out through the nose, making those inhales and exhales equal length. And then without really coming into a full cat-cow with me, I just want you to stick your booty up towards the sky, let your navel release towards the floor, and just really arch your low back. And now do what I asked you to do at the beginning. Pull your abs in, lengthen your tailbone back so your low back is parallel to the ceiling. And let's do that 2 more times. So just isolating the low back. Let it all hang out so you sort of feel like belly splays out. So this is what we don't want to do in our Wild Thing because we could injure ourselves and it's just not correct alignment and form. We really want to pull the abs in. Pull the abs in for me now. Lengthen the tailbone back. And so your low back flattens somewhat. One more time, overly arch, stick the booty up, and then pull yourself into that nice neutral pelvic tilt. Abs draw up to the ceiling. And let's take 3 more breaths here with this long neutral spine. Inhaling 3. Exhaling 3. Inhaling 3. Exhaling 3. Keep your navel pulled up and in, so don't let the low back come into too much of an arch, even as we come in now to our up cat. So you're going to splay the collarbones back, take the shoulder heads back, but keep pulling the navel up and in. So we're arching in the upper back, and of course the low back's arching too, but we're slurping our abs up away from the floor, even in this arched position. And then exhale, hollow out the abs even more. Take your tailbone to the space between your knees, chin into chest, round like a Halloween cat. 2 more like that. Breathing in, pulling the navel up and in so you're engaging the abdominals even as you arch. Exhaling round. Last time, inhaling. Exhaling, pulling the navel in. Breathe in, come to that arched position. And then exhale, push back into a downward facing dog. So curl your toes under, bend the knees deeply, send your torso towards your thigh bones. So we're not stretching the backs of the legs quite yet. You should just feel like you're doing handstand in the upper body. Take a quick look at the screen at me. Chest is pressing towards the thighs and knees. Sits bones are getting higher towards the sky. Knees are deeply bent as if they almost might touch the floor. You should really feel like you're doing handstand in the upper body. And then from here, gently straighten one leg and then the other leg. Just pedaling through your feet now, let it feel good. Good. Take your left foot to the center of the mat, so see your left toe right in your center line of vision, and just raise the right leg high to the sky. So just feeling what it feels like to have all our weight on one leg. Good, and then if you like, you can bend the knees, stack the hips. Just allow that right hip to open. Your right heel is dropping towards your left seat. For 3, for 2, for 1. Take the right leg straight again. Drop it so it meets the left toes. And you're just going to inhale, rock forward to a plank pose with the legs and heels touching. And exhale back to downward facing dog, just warming up our shoulders. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Good, once more, breathe in, plank. Shoulders over wrists, breathe out, dog. And now breathe in, plank. I want you to take your right hand directly under your face, spin to the outer edge of your left foot, and just reach your left arm high to the sky for a side plank. Now, if this is too challenging for you, you can just drop that bottom knee to the floor. So wherever you are, modified or in the full side plank, just stay here. 3 breaths. Good, last breath. Nice, and then press back to down dog. You can hold your down dog for 5 breaths, or you can take a child's pose, like me, for 5 breaths. Just allow the inhale and exhale to be equal in length. If you're in child's pose, come back to meet us in dog. Take your right foot this time to the center of the mat so you see with your eyes your right foot right in the center. Lift your left leg high to the sky. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Left heel moving towards right seat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 2 more. Just playing with your balance. Good, and then re-extend that left leg. Take it down to meet the right. With the leg zippered together, inhale, rock forward to plank. Shoulders over wrists, really make sure you're lining that up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Breathe in, plank. And this time, take your left hand directly underneath your face. Spin to the outer edge of the left foot. Reach the right arm high to the sky. And if it's too much, you're just taking the left knee to the floor to modify. Two more deep breaths. Good. Take both hands to the mat. Press back into your dog. Breathe in, rock forward to your plank, and hold. So feel the inner and outer heel yearn back. Thighs engage. Move your heart forward. And then imagine you're wearing a giant belt with a big silver buckle, and you want that buckle to move towards your chin. So hollow out your abs, lengthen the tailbone back. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Good, lower your knees to the floor, and then bend the elbows so they're gonna graze your body as you come down to lie all the way down. You can rest your forehead on your hands for just a moment because we're gonna really focus on the legs. I want you to press and spread all 10 toenails on the mat. And if you can get a close-up of my knees, I want you to engage your thighs so much that your kneecaps leave the ground. So watch this. All right, so notice if your kneecaps are on the ground, engage your thighs so much, press your toes into the mat so much that those kneecaps actually lift. From here, I want you to imagine that you could bend your knees and kick yourself in the butt with your heels, but you're not actually going to do it. You're just going to fire up that action. It's a really weird sensation. Try to kick yourself in the seat, so have that action as if you wanted to go, but don't let yourself actually do it. So the legs are crazy turned on and engaged. From here, lengthen your arms alongside you so your fingertips are lengthening towards your toes with your hands alongside your hips. Keep all this action in the legs, so keep the inner thighs spinning down, kneecaps off the ground, and then it's like your heels want to come in towards your seat. Inhale, lift the chest now to come into a cobra pose, Shalabhasana variation. Inhaling, keep the legs turned on. And breathing out. Deep breath in and out. If you want, you can lift the hands, but keep the toes on the ground for me. If you like, you can interlace the hands. Otherwise, just reach the fingertips back. It's all good. Try to get your shoulders behind the line of your ears and jaw. 2 more breaths. Kneecap still off the ground. Try to kick the seat with your heels. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Hover the hands underneath the shoulders. Press either through all 4s, or if you want to come all the way up through chaturanga, you can. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. Good. Drop the knees now and come into an all 4s position. Take the right hand directly underneath the face again, and then line up the right knee with the right hand. I want you to move your right leg behind you. So there's a little bit of a swivel kick that's going to happen. So swivel kick so that your right leg is now parallel to the front edge of your mat, and then straighten your left leg and reach your left hand high to the sky. So you're in the modified side plank that we did just moments ago, but we're all doing the modified version this time. From here, I want you to look at your left foot, and I want you to slide it back. So slide it back so that it's kind of going towards the left corner of the room. And then from there, invite in that sensation of the cobra we just did. So you're just gonna lean back a little bit, shining your heart towards the ceiling. And this is sort of like a modified wild thing. Your right foot's there to support you. Your left foot is towards the back left diagonal, and you're rolling your chest open towards the sky. Let's stay here 2 more breaths. You can let the head go and fall back, or kind of keep it a little more contained, your choice. Good, and then just because it's gonna feel really good, let's take this right in to thread the needle. So just come back to all 4s, and that left hand that we just had high, thread it underneath the right shoulder for a gentle shoulder stretch. Keep your seat directly over your knees. So a lot of us kind of take our seat way forward or too far back. Seat is directly underneath the knees. Press the right palm into the mat alongside your temple, and just gently spin your chest towards the right. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Even though the thighs aren't touching, you're magnetizing them towards one another. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Last breath. Good, and then come on up out of this little twist. Inhale, up cat. Exhale, down cat round. Inhale, up cat. Good, and let's take it to the other side. So you're gonna take the left hand directly underneath the face, line up the left knee behind the left wrist, and then take that left shin so it's parallel to the front edge of your mat. From there, lengthen your right leg so you can come into that modified side plank, second side. Reach your right fingertips up, and then really feel what it feels like for the right shoulder to stack over the left. So we're just keeping everything in a straight line for this first moment. And then look at your right toes, slide your right toes behind you, so past the right edge corner of your mat, towards the right corner of your room. So you're really taking the leg off the mat behind you. And now find that little cobra. Open the chest, allow the right hand to fall back in space, and just spin the chest towards the ceiling. Should feel really good, so just breathe here. 4 more breaths. Last one. Good, and then take the right hand forward, coming right into that thread the needle. Threading the right elbow underneath the left, and then left hand by the temple. This time you're looking to the left. Gently spin the body to the left. Make sure the seat's directly above the knees, not way forward or back. Just enjoy the twist. Squeeze the inner thighs together energetically. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. And the last 2 breaths. Good. Inhale, come back up to all fours. Breathe in, up cat. Exhale, down cat round. Good. And then turn your fingers out to the left and right of the room. So you're actually going to have your wrist creases facing forward instead of your fingers facing forward. So your fingers are pointing back towards your knees. And then you're just going to invite in a little bit of a gentle wrist stretch, since we have done quite a bit of balancing on our wrists. You can curl the toes under if you want. So you're kind of sitting on your heels and you're just peeling yourself back, and it should be a pretty intense wrist stretch. This is a great one to do anytime, especially if you work at the computer or text on your phone a lot. Who doesn't? Take 3 deep breaths here. So to intensify the stretch, you move back on your heels. To make the stretch a little easier, you take the weight forward. Slow down. Drop into your breathing and feel the stretch. Good. Gently move the weight into the heels. Peel the hands back piece by piece. Try to peel back each part of each finger. Good. And then just shake out the wrists. Last thing before we come into our wild thing. So we've warmed up all the components of the body. We felt into the pose in sort of miniature form. I want you to stand on your knees like me. If you have sensitive knees, pad the knees with a blanket or pillow, please. You're going to extend the right leg out. The last thing we need to warm up is really our side body. So wild thing has a lot going on, but it's also a little bit of a side body stretch. So you're going to take the left hand down, around and up, and reach it towards the foot for gate pose. Nice big side body stretch here. Knit the front ribs in. And then remember when we did on all fours, sticking our booty out, arching our low back, and then lengthening our tailbone down, finding a neutral spine. Notice if your booty's sticking out here. So lengthen your tailbone down and back, draw your abs in. And then spiral chest to ceiling, 2 more breaths. Breathe deeply into those side ribs. Good, and then come back on up. Bring that leg in, and let's take the left leg out now. Reach the right arm down, around, and up. Big stretch, second side. Once you've found your deepest stretch, begin to refine the alignment just a bit. Draw the abs in, lengthen the tail down, and then recommit to spiraling the chest towards the ceiling. Notice if the shoulders have hiked up by the ears, glide them down and back. 3 more huge deep breaths. Gently come back up. Stay up on your knees for me. Keep padding under the knees or place some padding. We're just here for a few more seconds. You can always double wrap your mat, fold up your mat as padding for the knees. We're just going to take a little back bend, lengthen the tailbone down, put your hands as if they're in your jeans pockets, and then just open the chest. Take the shoulder heads back. Keep lengthening the tail forward, drawing the abs up and in. Imagine there was a wall in front of you and you really wanted your hips to kiss the wall. Last breath. Good. Come to sitting on your heels. Take your hands behind you, fingertips face your toes. So fingertips face your toes. Same thing, just puff up the chest like a proud peacock. Draw the shoulder heads down and back. And just feel a stretch across the chest. Last 2 breaths. Keep the neck neutral, chin lightly dipped into chest. All right, we're ready to try our wild thing. Are you ready? Let's do it. Come into your downward facing dog. Pedal through the legs. Take the right foot to the center of the mat. So make sure your right foot is right dead at center of the mat. You're gonna rock forward to your plank pose. Now take the right hand to the center of the mat. Come into your side plank. So we've been here before. Now, only difference is you're gonna take that top leg, just lift it, and then take it behind you, bend the knee, and then place the toe on the ground. All right, so you're just in this little kickstand position. From here, press into the right knuckles, lift the hips, and now open the heart towards the ceiling. If you like, you can take the left arm up alongside the ear, keep pressing the hips up towards the ceiling, lift the hips, lift the hips, lift the hips, roll that left shoulder down and back. It's like the left shoulder blade is kissing up and into the center of the heart. Last breath. Good. Come back around to your plank and take a child's pose to rest. Nice job. Deep breath in and out of your low back in your child's pose. And come back to dog as you're ready. Take a look at your toes. Make sure those left toes now are directly at the center of the mat. Bring the right toes to meet them. So you might feel a little off center right now, but you're gonna rock forward to plank. Take your left hand directly under your face. Now everything's perfectly stacked. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Reach the right arm high. Take your hips a little higher towards the sky. Lift that top leg and then take it behind you. Bend the knee, little kickstand. Heel is lifted, just the toes are on the ground. And then reach the right arm up and back, roll the chest towards the ceiling. If it feels good and safe, you can take the right arm alongside the right ear and now press your hips high to the sky. So almost all of your weight is in your left hand, but there's also weight in the foot, in both feet. You have that foot that's kickstanding you and the sole of the foot of the leg that's fully straight is on the ground supporting you. Last 2 breaths. Roll the chest open. Keep pressing the hips up, up, up. Good. Come back to plank and then child's pose to rest. And slowly press yourself up. Make a fist at the heart center, so interlace the fingers, just roll the wrists in figure 8s. Just working out any kinks or pressure that you put on the hands. And we'll close our practice with a forward fold. We'll take butterfly pose. So the soles of the feet come to touch, your legs make a diamond shape. If you want to sit up on blocks or bolsters, that's a great idea. Bring your thumbs to the soles of the feet. Give yourself a little massage. Press the thumbs into the arches of the feet. And then inhale, get tall wherever you are. Exhale, fold forward, keeping the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Little hip stretch, low back stretch. You can take the forearms to the ground, let the head hang. 5 breaths here, just honoring all your hard work. Releasing any judgment about whether you made it into the pose or not.
Just surrender and let go. Just cultivate this sensation of gratitude for all that your body can do. Focusing on the positive. Thank you for this body. Thank you for this breath. Gently use your hands to press yourself up to a seated position. Head is last thing to come up. Bring your hands at heart center. Fuse the palms in towards one another. Rub the palms. And then just press the thumbs into the breastbone. Fingers point straight up. Deep breath in. Exhaling through the nose or mouth, just letting this practice go. Deep breath in, fill up all the way, belly, ribs, chest, inflate the body. Open the mouth, HA. Let it go. Last time, huge breath in. Exhale.
Thank you so much for practicing with me. Please feel free to take Shavasana now if your schedule allows. And of course, I'm super curious. Did you make it into Wild Thing? Yes, no, somewhere in between? Let me know either in the comments below or in our private Facebook group. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so, so much. So much love from my heart to yours. Namaste.